Hi, I'm Clay Ballard, and today we're going to go over day 2 of your 9 days to amazing ball striking video. Today we're going to learn how to draw a golf ball, what you're going to need to do that, how exactly you go through it, and I'm going to give you a step-by-step process and just walk you through the entire thing. So if you're someone that's been struggling with slicing the golf ball for a while, this video is going to help you greatly to fix that. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to talk about what exactly causes a slice or a draw. So there's two factors that go into whether or not you're going to get a draw or a fade on the golf ball. The first one is, what direction is your club head moving? That's what we went over on day 1. We tried to get you to swing more to the right, have the club head moving to the right, get the ball starting to the right, and then we had you swing to the left. We're getting the club head to move to the left and the ball to start to the left. So you can imagine, I'm going to set a club on the ground here. This first club is going to be the direction the club head's moving. And we're going to go over just for a draw now. So let's pretend that we're swinging out to the right. The club head is moving from left to right through the impact area. If you were sitting at home plate, this club would be swinging out toward right field. The second factor is which way is the club face pointing. So now as I'm swinging out to the right, if my club face is square to this line, so if my club face is pointing the same direction that my club head is moving, my ball's going to go dead straight. And that's what we were trying to do on the day 1 video. We're just trying to swing to the right, keep the club face square to the direction we're swinging, start the balls to the right of this stick. Now today what we're going to do is we're actually going to roll the club face to close the club face a little bit, and it's going to be pointing to the left of the direction that our club head is moving. So if this is the direction the club head's moving, if you can imagine the face of the club head rolling to the left, and now it's going to be pointing toward our eventual target. So let's say it's pointing this way, and you can see that forms a V on the ground here. So the larger this V, or the more your club head is moving at a different angle than your club face is pointing, the larger the V, the more the curvature. So if you want a lot of curvature on the ball, you need to roll your hands. If you're trying to hit a hook, you need to roll the hands, get the club face very closed in relationship to the direction the club head's moving. So the bigger the discrepancy between those two factors, and the more hook or fade or slice you're going to get on the golf ball. So let's go ahead and talk about how are we going to square this club face. The very first thing I want you to do, take your normal grip with your left hand. So if you take your normal grip, hold the club up in front of your body, you'll see that the face is straight up and down. Now all I want you to do is take your left wrist, and I want you to turn it counterclockwise, just as if you were grabbing a hold of a doorknob and turning it to the left. That's all we're going to do. That's the release of a golf club. That's when people say you need to release the golf club, that's what they mean. Most people get a little bit confused on the release and start to think of flipping the hands or rolling the arms and doing all kinds of different stuff. All the release is turning your wrist counterclockwise, and you'll see what that's doing is that's closing the club face. So what I want you to do, I want you to do 20 reps of this, and I want you to start with the club face perfectly vertical and roll the club face until it's facing the ground, as you can see here. We're going to do this 20 times. Once you've done that, you're ready to move on to the next step. And as I mentioned before, it's very important to take your normal grip. I don't want you to start getting a really strong grip or rotating the hand over to the right. That way you can cheat and really roll the club even more. I want you to take a nice neutral grip. If you don't know what a neutral grip is, log on to our website, www.RotarySwing.com. We'll go over the grip for you and show you exactly, step by step how to go through that. But I want you to take your neutral grip, and that way when you're closing the club face, it's happening by rolling this wrist and releasing the club the proper way. Now step 2, we're going to set up an impact bag, and I want you to make some mini swings just with the left hand. And as you're coming down, I want you to get that same motion where you're rolling the wrist, and I want you to hit the bag with just the toe of the club. So as I'm coming down, I'm really rolling my wrist, and if you can imagine, if I'm coming through impact, if this would be square with the face pointed this way, if I was down on the ground, I'm going to roll my hand so much that the toe of my club hits the impact bag first. So I'm going to completely turn this club 90 degrees to the left. This would be a terrible golf shot if you tried to do this actually hitting a ball, but we're over exaggerating the feeling that we're going to need to have coming through impact. So this needs to be 90 degrees pointing down the target line and really let that club release into the bag. You're going to do that 20 times also. Now once you've done both of those, we're going to start to make it a little bit more of a swing, and we're going to do just with your left hand again. I want you to make some swings back to about waist high, swing through to about waist high, and then this time as you're swinging through, I want that club to fully release, and I want the face of the club to be pointing straight down toward the ground. So that would be a very large hook. We would really be closing this face through impact if we did this while hitting a golf ball. So again, we're over exaggerating. We're trying to get you to feel a very large hook move first, and then we can tone it down. So for the sake of this drill, we're not worried about how much the ball is going to curve. We're just trying to get it to curve right to left. So if it curves a ton, that's great. We'll teach you how to tone that down in the later video series. Now it's time to do the drill. Now when we're doing this drill, we're going to set up everything just like we did in day one. And we're going to work solely today on getting this club to swing from left to right, or getting that ball to start to the right of the stick. And we're going to add this wrist action that I've been talking about. So the first couple of shots, all I want you to do is just make sure feet, hips, and shoulders are square to the target line as we talked about last time. You're going to let that club swing to the right, and then I'm going to roll my hands just as I've practiced in these little mini drills that I've done before. So as you're coming through, I want you to feel like this club face completely rolls over. Or another good thing to visualize is that your wristwatch, as I'm coming through impact, if I'm coming through the ball, I want to let this hand roll over so my wristwatch is also pointing down toward the ground, and the back of my left hand is pointing down toward the ground. If I can swing to the right, as we worked on day one, and I can roll those hands to the left as we've worked on with these drills, we're going to be able to get that ball to curve from right to left. As you can see, that ball started to the right of the target. It probably curved about 7 or 8 feet. I only hit the ball about 50 yards. You may even want to start out hitting only 10 and 15 yard shots and gradually build up speed. As you get better and better, we're going to eventually start to make some full swings. And I want you to do this until, by the completion of this day 2 drills, I want you to make 20 full swings, getting the ball to start to the right and curve back to the left. Remember, it doesn't matter how much it's curving. If it curves 20 yards or 2 yards, as long as it's curving from right to left, that's all we're worried about. So again, I'm swinging to the right, letting those hands roll, and I'm going to get that ball to curve back to the left. So that one I really tried to exaggerate. That ball probably curved 30 to 40 yards, and that's okay. That's what we're trying to do on this drill. So good luck with your golf game. Practice this drill, and I'll see you tomorrow with day 3.